During a fire at the Huron Church Road restaurant, damage is estimated at $100,000. Jason Baxter reports.
First, there was thick smoke. Then flames started springing up through the roof of the South Campus Place family restaurant. Firefighters arrived shortly after 11 this morning. Pepsi truck driver noticed smoke coming from the front corner of the building. He alerted the former owner who was working behind the restaurant. Nobody was in the building at the time.
The Pepsi fellow was here picking up his equipment, and he pointed it out to me. I didn't see a fire. All I noticed was some smoke that he pointed out.
Putting out the fire was complicated by the fact there were several false ceilings on the second floor. Firefighters had to go room to room pulling them down. Heat was also a factor.
The other obstacle, of course, is the heat. We've got to keep alternating crews, to keep our firefighters going, and that's a tremendous problem for us.
The fire was on the second floor, so obviously it's more hot. We had fire above us still, and it was hot, so it's hot for a hot day.
The cause of the blaze is still unknown, but the fire marshal's office will continue its investigation tomorrow. The restaurant had closed for the final time just last Saturday, and recently had been sold to the city to be torn down and used as green space. The previous owner was planning on auctioning off all his restaurant equipment Tuesday, but now doesn't know if anything can be salvaged. Jason Baxter, News Now, Windsor.
Which was fortunately empty at the time.
Turned it on. I started it in drive. I put my foot on the brake. The engine light and the other light, I don't know which one, come on, and the car just kept right on going. I got my foot on the brake and I'm pressing it right down to the floor, and the damn thing keeps on going still.
A big explosion. We thought it was like, I don't know, a gun for sure.
How far away were you?
4 tables. 4 tables, so it's pretty scary.
Was anybody inside hurt?
No, and the last game there was people sitting at that table, so thank God there was no non-smokers in there today, because they would have been majorly hurt for sure.
Play resumed as soon as Elsie's car was pulled out of the building. Police say they doubt that any charges will be laid. Windsor firefighters battled a blaze and the excruciating heat in the city's West End today. No one was hurt in the fire at a restaurant that had just closed its doors on the weekend. And as Peter Slongo reports, the property was slated for demolition anyway.
On Saturday, South Campus Restaurant closed its doors. Today, 26 firefighters battled a blaze on the second story for over an hour. Owner Leo CRUZZOCREA was working in a building when the fire happened.
We were in the basement with the Pepsi gentleman. He was coming to get all his material out because we had already closed on Saturday night. The city bought us out. I really have no idea what happened. I was just cleaning up for the auction on Tuesday.
I walked outside, seen some smoke, so I looked around the corner and it was coming out of the front corner there.
Firefighters had a hard time because of the structure of the building. There were other problems too.
I think the heat's been one of the biggest obstacles for the firefighting operations. The big problem we have with the high temperature and the high humidity and the type of clothing we have to wear, it's extremely difficult on the firefighters.
Inspectors looked over the debris this afternoon.
The area of origin is what we've found. We have not been able to determine what actually caused the fire. Electrical hasn't been eliminated.
The Ontario Fire Marshal has been called in to investigate. The city purchased the land it sits on for $410,000. The city is to take possession of the land on September 1st. Demolition was slated to begin soon after. Peter Slongo, CBC News, Windsor.